Hey guys, thanks for listening to the MadPark podcast over here at the Playroom. We're inside the vault here, and we're going to be talking to Carolina Vibes today. So let's just go and just introduce you guys, introduce yourself, talk about what you play, and then we'll just get into how you guys got together. So,
all right.
Go ahead.
All right. My name is Paul Tharp, and I played bass for Carolina Vibes, and that's it.
You're a vocalist.
Oh yeah, I sing too. I sing lead on a few songs, and I also back up Marsha a good bit, and Chris too.
Okay.
I'm Marsha Browning. I am a vocalist, and I play a little bit of keyboard for Carolina Vibes.
Okay. I'm Chris Browning. I'm the guitar player for Carolina Vibes. I do a little bit of singing, a little bit of rap-style stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm Betty Mulligan, and I play drums for Carolina Vibes.
All right. Awesome, guys. So, yeah, how did you guys come together to form Carolina Vibes? How long's it been? How did you get to know each other? Who started it?
Well, it started with me and Paul had a band together that was called Hetty. I joined in on that, and we needed another singer to go along with, so we added Marsha in, and we started off doing cover songs. Played as a cover band for a few years really, and moved on to doing our own stuff, and
that's when we found Baby.
Yeah, that's when we found Baby.
I played with Paul for a little bit in Hetty, and then met Chris and Marsha and played together, and we connected pretty well.
Yeah, Hetty started in 2011, and at that time the drummer we were working with had a relationship with Chris because, in the music community around Charlotte, you just end up playing with a lot of the same people,
right,
in different bands. So they knew each other, and then Hetty was looking for a guitarist and got Chris. And the current lineup, well, us three, myself, Marsha, and Chris, started playing together in 2013, and Beatty joined us in 2017.
Okay. You mentioned the cover band stuff. How different is that now to do like original stuff versus cover band stuff? What's a big hurdle you guys have to deal with now as opposed to then when you're not really having to write stuff, you're just having to learn it? Do you prefer kind of one or the other? Do you notice the crowds are different?
What Brian's trying to ask you is, in between your original songs, when you hear that pin drop, do you regret not playing whatever Sam and Dave cover song is?
Yeah, there's clearly a big difference.
Yeah. I think it's way easier to play our own music, regardless of the crowd or how they react. It's so much easier to just be ourselves and just play what comes naturally, and it's stressful to try to learn a cover song because nobody wants to hear you mess up a cover song, especially when you choose something challenging. So I don't know about everybody else, but I think that it's much easier.
When you have a passion for your original stuff, it's going to come through in your performance, for sure.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
And then people don't criticize you for, Tony Iommi didn't play that way.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The other thing too is we record all our shows, and so we're playing for that also, and I guess at a more basic level, we just really enjoy playing, so it really doesn't matter what the situation is if we're just getting together to play, not for a show, just for fun. We want to do our best, regardless of what the outside situation is. So.
Right. What about influences? What influenced you all to get into music and kind of influences your style now that you guys play and write?
No. I'm influenced. I've been playing guitar since I was 11 years old, and I've always been a fan of, the Slash from Guns N' Roses, always one of my favorites. So I have influence from there into the Chili Peppers, the Grateful Dead. Here, as of recently, Fish, they've joined into my my
they're
repertoire.
They're hugely talented. It's not my favorite band, but I've seen them twice, and they're amazingly talented guys.
They really are.
Well, I've been singing since I was a little girl, and I've sung in church, I sung in school. It's just kind of a part of me. And I guess professional influences would be like Adele or Mariah Carey. I loved Mariah Carey when I was younger. Then, not now.
What denomination at church are you?
It was Pentecostal. That's the one I grew up at. Yeah.
Let me watch my language.
Oh no, that was then. And this is now.
I'll think of some words in a minute.
I grew up on classic rock, and I would say later on, I really developed a liking for roots reggae. So like Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, Blind Wailer.
May I
Go ahead and
use
ask
your
it.
segue into my question I ask everyone? True father of reggae, Bob Marley or Peter Tosh?
I'll let them answer.
I'm a fan of both, but I like Marley.
I think Marley, the just the amount, the magnitude of how much he produced, kind of. But I can't say he's better than Tosh. And then,
Well, use that as a segue into telling you you're both wrong. It's Peter Tosh. He was a huge man, just a quite overwhelming persona. He rode a unicycle around London. I mean, come on, man.
Tom acts like he knows him.
I do.
It doesn't get cooler than the
He was murdered in his own
unicycle.
home,
That's true.
as I plan on being.
September 11th
Yes, it was.
of '87.
Of 87.
That's a trivia question that I have to remember.
But what about Dennis Brown? The Crown
I was
Prince,
even gonna-
not the king.
Maybe Barrington Levy. You got all kind of people out there that you could make the case for, but I like a guy on a unicycle. So,
A unicycle.
yeah, it's one wheel.
Right. That's what you. Yeah. So the song Mars that you sent us that we're gonna play, later on. What was the influence for that song?
That is the story of how the two of us met and joined our group together.
Okay.
And that would be Marsha and Chris.
That's right, two of us.
Right. Yeah. Not filming these yet. We're just soon we'll have video to these things. So how was the writing process to that song?
Well, it was.
I remember.
You do? Okay.
Remember, it was a really hot day. We used to practice in a warehouse in downtown Gastonia. A super hot summer day, and Chris had the chords for it, and we just decided to meet up that day. I think it was a Friday afternoon, and we said we're going to sit down and try to write a song, and I think you guys have said you kind of given up on it, but then when you started to play it, that bass line just kind of came out of thin air,
Yeah.
and then you started singing stuff. So it was like a song that
man.
it was that one song that just appeared right out of thin air when we sat down and played together.
That's cool. That kind of brings me
That's true.
to another question: is how's the writing process work? Do you come up with some riffs
Is
first?
everybody in
Somebody
on it?
write?
Is there typically a person that'll take the lead or at least get it started?
Well, for the writing process, all three of us do words. We don't necessarily write them all together.
Yeah.
But we came in with Paul. Paul is a writer. He has a bunch of his own songs that we haven't brought into to our band yet. And
But then after that, everybody works together to kind of just create the whole song. It's like a collaboration.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we all just have a ton of ideas, and we just kind of try to meld them together over time. And we just get together and play, and we are like a jam band, and we all enjoy listening to jam bands, and we when we go to shows as
Does
as
anybody ever
lovers of
play like
music.
Norwegian black metal to scare you away? Because that's the death of the jam band is death metal. Black metal.
Well, we team up with bands like that.
I love that. Dude. I love when
Sometimes
people bring
we
those,
do.
those widely varying styles to a show.
Yeah.
And we love it
And,
too.
I
something
think
for
you're going to
everybody.
see quite a bit of variety in the show at the 1st of February.
Yeah.
February 2nd, technically.
Yeah. You want to ask any more questions over there, Tom?
I've got all kind of questions.
Go ahead. Start spitting them out.
Now, who's from Gaston County? Who's from elsewhere?
I'm originally from Gaston County,
Okay.
and I might be the only one. But we live in Gaston County, me and Chris, and then Paul lives in Gaston County.
Yeah.
I live here in Charlotte, but I'm from South Carolina.
Okay, what part of South Carolina?
Anderson.
Okay, I like
Yeah,
Anderson,
that's
man. Hence the Clemson shirt that you're wearing.
I heard they won something.
Go Gamecocks.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we feud about in the band.
It's good to have a little bit of conflict. It breeds creativity. Chris, you were saying that you do vocals. Some of the vocals you do are somewhat hip-hop influenced, and you're just kind of, I guess you're just like I won't say freestyle, but kind of rapping a little bit, or just talking the lyrics?
Yeah, something like that. I'm 90s influenced on when it comes to rap music and hip hop. I'm a huge fan of Tupac, Method Man, that kind of stuff. Not that I'm sound anything like those, but
but still, influences are influence. You ever listen to Clutch?
Yeah, a little bit, man. My brother got into Clutch here a couple of years back, and they've got some rockin' music. That guy's got he speaks.
Yeah, they do. Neil Fallon's that guy's name. If you go back to Pure Rock Fury, I think is the album. It's maybe around 2000, 2001, and there's a couple songs on there. American Sleep, Careful with That Mic, and he's doing a lot of that. It's a really hard driving beat, and he kind of just talks.
Yeah.
Talks very fast, very often. He might be into that, but yeah, I like that kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm a fan of the beach. I love the beach, love the mountains. So a lot of my stuff it's about the beach and love.
About being relaxed.
That's right. Yes, sir.
In the sand, or at least some wet sewage at Myrtle Beach. Or
whatever it should be.
You guys can tackle this in whatever order. What's the best Bruce Springsteen album?
I couldn't tell you the name of a Bruce Springsteen album.
Correct answer. They're all there. Who was the most talented Beatle?
Paul McCartney.
I'm a John Lennon guy.
I would say
But
Paul.
I
then
love
there's
George Harrison,
too.
but all of us are wrong. It was actually Billy Preston.
Oh,
Nice,
indeed,
nice.
indeed. All right, good one.
He
what's
asked that
worse?
question last week to these kids who were 19.
They're 19 years old, yeah.
Did they say who were the Beatles?
No,
Hopefully
but
not.
they
Okay.
they were like Ringo.
They didn't seem to know who
Ringo.
Billy Preston was, though.
Billy Preston tunes were in our cover list.
Yeah,
we
they-
used to
it
play a
was.
good bit of that.
Yeah. What's the bigger sin? The hairpiece or the comb over?
Ooh, come over.
Comb over.
Comb over.
Yeah.
I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like these questions.
Yeah. I have another question, but I can't read from this close up.
Do you want my
This
glasses?
is actually a serious question. Well, not serious, but it's actually substantive, I guess you'd say. Do you find that there is a bias based upon either the fact that you guys are not super young, you're not definitely not old, but you're not super young, or you don't fit a certain image, like you're not walking in with the white people dreads and things like that, or dressed a particular way? Because you guys just look like four people that I might see at the place I work on the weekends come in to have a beer, and seem just like normal people. I know you're degenerates, but you seem like normal people. But I mean, do you ever feel like people would judge you on your appearance or your age even?
Hope not.
Yeah, sometimes I think it could have something to do. Whenever you're looking for a turnout at a certain place,
Sure.
if you're playing somewhere where it's a young person's music venue, you go out there and they walk in and don't. I think that sometimes they don't give you a chance. They'll come in and see you and be like,
Well,
we're
that's
just going to pass
exactly where
on
I'm
this
going
one.
with it.
But that's what I think is that's a bit short-sighted because, and that's why we record the shows. What we're producing is going to outlive us,
Sure.
and our appearance is a temporary thing, but the music can go on, and so you ought to be able to close your eyes and make a decision.
I agree with that.
That's true. I do too.
Everybody cut their hair at some point. Even the great Satyr von Graden of Satyricon.
Yeah.
You have Google, use it.
Yeah. Hey Siri, who is whatever he just said.
Don't use that.
What about the venues in town and then like Gastonia and other places? Do you feel not necessarily discriminated on certain venues, but do you feel it's tough to book certain venues?
Are there enough venues?
Yeah.
What I feel like we just deal with what we didn't create the conditions that we're dealing with.
You go find places to play.
Because like
Yeah,
it says a lot
yeah.
that when I asked earlier about like one of your favorite venues to play, it was a brewery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way the world's working now, especially here in Charlotte where there's one on every corner.
I think you just got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
That's what music's always been for everybody.
And I don't think it's necessarily a chore. It'd be nice to have more and better choices to play. I mean, some of the best places we had in Charlotte, there was a place called Tremont Music Hall.
Yeah.
It's my favorite place to go see a show.
we
It might
played
have been my favorite place ever.
we played a corporate event in an office building next to an elevator.
Yeah.
We did,
Yeah, we
indeed,
played
for
to an
a
elevator.
bunch of balloons. And all the people were inside the suite. And we were in the elevator corridor.
At our, we did
We rocked it up.
a 5-band event back in August at a skate park, and it was a really narrow, rectangular, deep, and it was great. It worked out great. We were
Space was probably as wide as this room.
Yeah, well, maybe a little wider. It was half of it because 2/3 is the skate park itself, 1/3 is the place where people were playing. But there was a door at the back, and this is in an old mill building over off Central Avenue. And the back door was open, and one guy starts to perform, and I don't think any of us really noticed that there was an active train track about 15 feet from that door. So the guy starts his gig. He says, "The name of my first song is," and wow, the train goes rolling through. It was perfect, actually. But it's a unique, interesting place to play. But we like doing stuff like that.
Have you guys ever had any kind of weird, like, live performance experience? I'm sure you've had.
Absolutely.
Lots.
My favorite one was when we were in Asheville playing at was it New Mountain or
It was the place above
within,
there.
Yeah,
Soul.
it was,
Soul.
yeah, Soul within New
Soul
Mountain.
something.
And the place got shut down for the night for some certain reason.
ALE
They still
came
let
in.
us play. So we played for no one, but halfway through the show, a legit pimp walks in a mink coat down to the floor, stands right in front of Marsha just dancing, and we're just
Flapping
playing
his
music
jacket.
for a pimp, you know, for a good hour and a
Everybody
half.
needs to
Did
be
you show interest in a business arrangement?
I thought that would be
We
what
got
would be
excited
coming
at
up, but no,
first.
he left before
Just
we were
like the music.
finished. I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just kind of floated in on the music and
Things happen.
Put it in on his pimp
floated
horse,
on
and
it. That's right.
I don't know if pimp horse is this
I
right.
think I
Yes.
think Chris and I have both experienced people coming up and kind of jamming out with us, and also touching the guitar while we're playing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like wanting to show us where they want us to go. And the woman grabbed the mic one night.
Yeah.
I
Not
didn't know
my
what
mic.
she was going to do.
She
And
grabbed Paul's mic.
she just screamed at the top of her lungs.
I had a buddy of mine come and see us one night, and he was drunk before he got there, and he went to go sit down on the stool, and he just missed the stool, and it was a real small place, and he fell down, and his head was right at my pedal board.
They made the loudest sound.
It did. He jumped up like it was in Rewind. He jumped up that fast and ran out the door. That was awesome.
We had a friend that one time trying to have a full-blown conversation
Oh.
with you in the middle of a set.
Yeah, we
You
did.
were playing like a Pink Floyd song solo time.
I have to
and
be
he
honest,
was
I've
like,
done that before.
People
Hey,
just
let me
walk
come
up
talk to
while you're
Yeah.
playing and say, "Hey, you guys play," and they have a conversation with you.
I went to see. Have you ever heard of Sepultura or Soulfly? I went to see Soulfly at Tremont years ago, and people missed out, but there were only about 12 of us there. It was shocking how small the crowd was. So I was standing about 2 feet from Max Cavalera. He's playing. He's rocking, he's singing, and I kept, during and between every song, I was like, "Play Jeffrey Dahmer. I want to hear Jeffrey Dahmer." It's a terrible, terrible song about Jeffrey Dahmer, oddly enough. And he finally stops after 2 or 3 songs. "Hey, dude, we're not playing that, man. You can listen to what we're playing and get away from me."
Oh,
He was joking about the get away from me part, but I got
Yeah.
away from him anyway. It's intimate. They call that an intimate setting.
Very.
very intimate.
I'm still kind of a fan of the smaller shows anyway. Like, I don't hate going to PNC or something, but I'd rather go to a brewery or
I
Hattie's
much
or
prefer it now, yeah.
or like Amos's and stuff like that. Now that they're reopening, that's the kind of stuff I like.
Yeah, and they're changing the layout, chopping that dog leg off of it. It'll be nicer to play in there again. It was nicer when it was just one big rectangular room, and then they put that addition that wasn't good.
'Cause it's-
In my
Yeah.
opinion.
I could go to PNC and see somebody in concert, but I have to watch it on a TV,
Yeah.
basically.
Well, the thing about smaller venues too. I know at Tremont a couple of times we hung around after the show. I saw High on Fire there one time, probably 10 years ago at this point, and just waited around afterwards. And the guys came out, and we were the only people close to their age, and so they naturally kind of gravitated
Yeah.
us. "Hey man, thanks for coming." You get to meet those guys, and you see them again years later, and they would remember you.
That's cool.
And so that was kind of nice. You're not going to get that. They're not going to let you anywhere near them. So
Yeah.
I'm sure people feel a connection to you guys before, during, after the show. If you're taking a break, they might be, buying a beer while you're going to freshen up
Yeah.
and say hello. But yeah,
Yeah. That's my favorite part.
What else you got for him, Tom? Anything?
I got all kinds of stuff, but I could talk all day.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Better shoes, Adidas or Puma?
Adidas.
Neither.
Adidas.
I love Puma, but I'm getting back into the Adidas because the cut is wider. As you can see, I'm a grown man, and the cut of the shoe is made for German feet. Now, these are good work shoes
I
right
understand.
here. And cheap.
So say, do you have German feet?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Hobbit feet.
Oh.
I shaved the bottom of my feet pretty often. So it doesn't happen. That's the thing.
Weird. It's like Spider-Man, I guess. You just climb up a wall.
No, it's
That's
not
weird.
gross.
It's weird. So, where can everybody find you online? Website, Facebook? What kind of other shows you got coming up?
Yeah. Okay. So find us on Facebook and Instagram at Carolina Vibes NC. We have YouTube channel Carolina Vibes, Reverb Nation.
The band camp is set up. It's on the way to getting built.
So we have Hattie's on Saturday the 19th, and we're at Petra's Thursday the 24th.
I love Petra's.
And we'll be back at Hattie's for the showcase on the 2nd. 15th, we'll be at, what is it called?
Newgrass
Brewing
Brewing in Shelby.
And
Very
March,
cool place.
Yeah.
March 20th, we'll be at Skylark
Skylark, yeah.
in Charlotte.
Have you
Sharing
played
some
Skylark
shows.
before?
Nope.
We haven't.
It's interesting.
I've heard cool things about it. It is
Yeah.
interesting, they say. Their heat went out yesterday, I found out.
Oh, nice.
It's
Who
different.
cares? You're drunk, you know?
Yeah, it's different. It's different over there.
But yeah, all those shows are listed on Reverb Nation / Carolina Vibes, and also there's links to all our social media there, and also we've got a site. All our live shows are posted, so you can listen to them there's a link there on Reverb.
How is it doing your own marketing? You guys like doing that? You guys like having to do all the posting, the printing your flyers, like what, you know?
Sometimes we like it, and life gets busy, and it would be wonderful if someone else did that for us. But it's also kind of like a personal touch that we get to
And
make our
everything
own
has a
things.
budget.
That's right. That's right. But
I
it's pretty good.
always find that interesting, just because obviously there's local bands, they always have to do their own marketing and their own promo and their own PR and hand out CDs, and it's always funny because not everybody, you don't always love doing it, standing out in the rain giving out stuff, but
Well, and you don't have to do as much of that nowadays with social media.
Right.
And there almost always seems to be one person in the band that has they work in a field that's kind of related to that, the promotions or the web design. What exactly do you guys do? You don't have to name the company or anything, but you do what exactly?
I do research and writing.
Right. Okay. Now, is that for periodicals? Is it for online content, or what is it?
It's for like a company
Okay.
that engages in providing services and products.
Well, that certainly would help. You're writing any kind of description of the band, or here's why. Persuade them to come to your show.
Yeah, and I would say that
Persuade them to give you a chance.
we,
Just listen to the song, then they'll come. They'll love it.
we kind of team up on the different aspects of the marketing, and that is the part of it that I produce.
Yeah.
Is I produce the descriptions of
Yeah.
things.
There's
and
always one, at least one.
Yeah.
then Chris and Marsha are better with kind of the actual social media online aspect of it, and they've kind of created most of the content on the site.
Yeah.
So they kind of take the words and put them there. But
Do you do anything, or just what? I mean,
For real. Well, I'm in sales, so I live in the NODA and the Plaza area, so we go out a pretty good bit and kind of we hang flyers up around, sticker
if
bomb the
nothing
area
else, you
as
can
well.
do recon missions and come back and say, hey, we need to check this place out.
Exactly. So if you go out to the Fillmore, the Music Factory, you'll see our stickers everywhere. That's kind of what I go out and do.
Promo.
Yeah.
That's right.
promo,
guerrilla
yeah.
marketing, slap them stickers everywhere.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't piss
They're all
anyone
over
off
the
when you put
beach,
it on their
too.
wall.
Remember when we was down on the beach putting our stickers
Oh yeah,
up?
yeah, at the beach too.
Yeah, that's great.
That's all I got for you guys.
I mean, I don't have anything of substance. I could talk to them all day. They don't want that. I assure you don't want that. It's not interesting. I see Eddie walking back in there.
Yeah, he's probably back
Have
in
you guys
March
ever
now.
been to this facility before?
No.
No.
It's really cool, man.
it's
It's very cool.
impressive.
Yeah.
It is.
It's
You
huge.
see what he's got with the studios and all that, but 20 plus, 30 plus suites scattered about, and there's a few of us in here that aren't musicians or musically
Yeah, I'd mentioned there was the photographer
connected.
and
Yeah,
the masseuse.
yeah. It's legit. It's not.
You got to stay relaxed.
I go to a different masseuse. I don't want the stigma of her, of my body being in the room. I'm disgusting.
With the hairy feet.
Yeah, the hairy bottom of the feet.
Hobbit.
All right.